accounts was hacked. But no worry. It actually turned out to be a good thing. So, this really did happen to me on Sunday. Hey, Francine, how you doing?
Hello.
And there you are. Oops, this little QR code thing's got to go away. That
Till
is
later.
not
Till
today.
later.
Not today. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
So, Francine, Sunday, I get this message. And I was playing in the pool all day, having a good time, took a nap, woke up, checking my phone, and there's a message that says my LinkedIn profile had changed. Did you do this? And I'm thinking, pretty sure it wasn't me. And so I open up my LinkedIn app, and there's a picture of a girl, and in the little teeny tiny image from far away, she kind of did look like me a little bit. But I clicked on the image and I'm like, that's not me. That's not even like AI me. So, okay. And the headline had changed to something financial, and like all the information had changed. My work history was gone. My featured things were gone. Like everything's gone, Francine. So I'm not feeling myself on LinkedIn right now, if anyone is going over there. So I did all the things. I changed my password, made sure the two-factor authenticator thing was on, and I notified LinkedIn.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this makes me want to go check my LinkedIn right now.
Well, luckily they have some great systems to notify you when weird things are going on. So go in your settings and make sure you have all that for all of your social media pages, for that matter.
That is a good tip. Say that again. Go into all your social media pages and what?
Check the settings and make sure you have notifications turned on, and two-factor I can't say the word. Authentication. There it is. We're having problems with our words earlier, so I'm happy to see that it continued.
Yes.
But yes, it is something that's really important, and the changing of your passwords and things like that, also really important. So I spent a little bit of time and I was working on that yesterday. But I wanted to mention this because while a lot of people would be freaking out and spending a lot of energy on this, I just sent LinkedIn a message and said, hey, can you roll this back like to Sunday morning, maybe?
Reset.
Turns out no is the answer, which was going to be worst case scenario in this situation. However, I realized it's not. First of all, here's another tip. If you're putting a lot of information on a social media page to set up your profile, put it in a Word document. This is this section. This is what was written here. This is this section. This is what's written here. This is this section, what's written here. So luckily I had that for my LinkedIn. And I still have my resume, which I updated the work history stuff on my LinkedIn when I first started my LinkedIn page, like when I worked at the fireworks store back when I was in my 20s. And I didn't never like update the work history because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, you guys should know like that I did this along with like all this other stuff. But now I can be more intentional with how my profile looks, because I'm not the same person I was when I was 20. Not even a little bit. I'm not doing the same thing as when I was 20. I don't think like how when I was 20. I don't help the same people I helped when I was 20. So with that, clean slate, and I can just intentionally update it so it actually speaks to the right people. Isn't that exciting, Francine?
Yes. Isn't it a good thing you got hacked? You never, ever would have changed anything if there wasn't a catalyst for change.
That's right. Oh, and you know what? I thought of another tip for that matter when it comes to social media and losing your account somehow. Somehow, there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen, and you can lose access to your account, which means you might lose access to all of your followers. So, also, when you go into the settings, a lot of times you can download a list. Sorry, there's a plane flying over. I'm sure it's like really, really loud right now.
It's the sound of
Okay,
freedom.
you can download a list of all of your contacts that are on there, and oftentimes like the link that goes right to their profile. And so then you can put that list in your CRM if you have one. And if you don't have one, you might want to look into one of those, because your brain can only hold so much information when you start networking with a lot of people, and then it starts to explode all over. And so anyway, also cool about customer relation management software, CRM, is a lot of times you can also start contacting people by email. So if you make it one of your priorities to start converting all of your followers from a social media page and see if they'll share their email with you, and you can do that sometimes with like a free offer, or you can do a survey, or if you're an author, you can do a little sample to your book. You can do all kinds of things. Maybe you have a blog that you have a regular release of an email or a blog online for them to subscribe to. So have something like that and start collecting their emails, because then you have a backup that's more reliable than your social media pages.
Great information, because we're telling everybody how to get more visible using social media. And see, another good thing that this happened to you because you experienced it and now we could talk about it. I would love, if anyone's watching right now, tell us what happened to you in the chat, so maybe you could help somebody going through the same thing. And if you're watching the replay, let us know. Has this ever happened to you? What did you do to recover? Because who knows, you might have some information that helps Heidi in the future.
It helps any of us. I mean,
Right?
it's hard to keep up with all of it. You're like, oh, I have a different password for everything that I log into. Like, ha 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 ha. But they do have password managers and things like that now. So, if you're finding that there is some part of technology that's hard for you to manage, chances are someone else has experienced the same thing. And this is one thing that I do love about researching with like ChatGPT, for example, is I can take an idea like that and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this. Are there any tools out there that can help me? And a lot of times it'll give me a whole list of things that I can go and research. And there are a lot of online tools, apps, and things like that it's not going to add more time for you to use the tool. A lot of times it'll save you a lot of time once you get it set up. So that's another one of my tips of upping your social media game.
I couldn't hear half of what you were saying. There's a crunchy chip bag going on in the kitchen.
I heard some crunching, but I was like, dog eating your homework? Like, what's happening over there?
Somebody was serving himself some tortilla chips. We just have a lot of strange noises going on today. And
So,
okay, let's talk about this while we're here. If you're afraid of going live because you're afraid of the noises behind you, make a joke of it. I once had my dogs have a fight behind me and knock my green screen down and a bunch of stuff on the shelf, and we just kept talking.
It actually sometimes, makes it more entertaining. More people watch my videos when Stormy shows up, Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I started, I'll give you an update on this, you guys. I went live actually on the Believe Retreat YouTube channel this morning, as well as on my other channels, because I thought it was relevant for this audience too, what I was talking about. But I have challenged myself to a 30-day challenge of posting 5 days out of the week as a live, talking to my audience directly. And I put Stormy on my cover photo for the week because,
She's
I
cute.
think for people, she's super cute. I mean, you can't, she's way cuter than me. Like, so much cuter. So, so yeah, she's on my cover photos today for this week. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh, I was going to say what I discovered. For those watching this morning, you already know, but I discovered that my goal of 5 live streams a week was just too optimistic for what my actual weekly schedule was. And I knew it when I set the goal, but you know how they talk about setting the like big, hairy, audacious goals? Yeah. Like I fall into a big, hairy trap when I do that sometimes. And here is one of the biggest like insights that I've gotten. So when I try and build a new habit, week 3 is when I fall off. That's when I'll stop doing it. Completely stop doing it. Just sorry, it's over. So for a while I was thinking, okay, why do I even bother to build a new habit? I'm just going to do it for 3 weeks and then stop doing it anyway. And I'm like, well, at least I ate healthy for 3 weeks. Like I don't know, trying to like find the bright spot out of it. But the lesson is if I'm not doing it after week 3 and it feels hard and I'm resisting doing it. So I was resisting doing a video yesterday. I was like, I don't have anything to talk about. I don't want to do the live. I was super busy today, going from one meeting to the next, and I just don't want to do it. And what I realized was for the last couple weeks, I've been doing 4 videos a week, and that has been just fine. I've been having a good time. I haven't felt resistant to it at all. But I've had the option to do it the 5th time. And that 5th time, every time just feels hard. So, you know what level I'm at right now?
For
I'm
a week.
at 4 a week.
And you know
And
what?
that's okay.
In the 6-step process of personal change, which is my signature program, that is worked into the program because level the 5th step is when you make that change and you start that new habit. And then step 6 is you monitor it and decide if that's something that's good for you. You decide if that's comfortable. You decide to make adjustments. So Heidi made it through those 6 steps. She decided there was something missing, there was something uncomfortable in her life. She decided to challenge herself. She figured out how she would challenge herself. She did it. She made a good go of it. That is what you call collecting data. She did not fail. There's no failure or success. She collected data. Then she went into the process of evaluation. She evaluated the data and decided to change her. So now she is back on step 1 4 times a week. She'll take that through the whole process again and see if that is sustainable or not. And it's the same with changing your eating habits or going to the gym or any other change you're making. Try it for however long you can and then make adjustments. There's no such thing as failure. It's all collecting data.
And one of the ways that you can stay in that mindset that I'm just exploring this is an experiment, is to keep the judgment part out of it for a set amount of time. So I said this is a 30-day challenge. So even though like I was noticing I wasn't getting the results that I was aiming for, I didn't say like, well, you just suck at this. You always miss the mark. You're never there like enough. No. Instead I looked at it and said, okay, why is it that I'm only doing for a week? And I looked at my schedule and I'm like, well, first of all, like you're really trying to push a lot in on this schedule that's already pretty full. Number two, for the example of yesterday, it was going in direct contrast with another habit that I'm trying to build that holds more value to me right now than even completing this 30-day challenge. And I realized that that's where the resistance is, because discernment is being able to see what the reason is that's on a much deeper level than what judgment can. So it's gonna storm here now. Where did this come from? Hello, Florida.
Yep. Hello, Florida. It's nice and dry and clear at my house.
So Francine, where's the pickle hat?
Okay, let's talk about how sometimes what we think are failures are really something good. Mark McGraw was supposed to be here today with the pickle hat on to talk about book promotion. Well, he had an opportunity to spend the day with a grandchild. Now, yes, we miss him today. He's not even in the chat where he usually is, talking to us from his Facebook account, but he's enjoying time with his grandkids, which is the greatest thing of being an entrepreneur and an author, is you have the flexibility to do something like that. So next week, hopefully Mark doesn't have an opportunity to play with the grandchildren and he will be here with us. And he's supposed to be sending Heidi a hat. So maybe Heidi and Mark could both wear their pickle hats next week.
Okay, so here's a little sneak peek because we had it for the thumbnail today. There it is. There it is in the thumbnail. I'm sure like it looks way better than that actually like live in person. So I'm definitely looking forward to that next week. So let's see, Francine, we have a portal party on the books coming up. I thought we should mention that date while we're live and it's still out there. It is on July 30th at 3:30. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. July 30th let me turn the page of my calendar, July 30th at 3:30, and I'm putting the link in the chat for anybody who might want to come. Heidi, I see that our video is still there. Why don't you play that video and we can have a little fun talking about what a portal party is.
All right, sounds good.
Portal party is an opportunity to get feedback on anything you're working on. Until Heidi got feedback that people didn't understand what her social media was about, she didn't know she needed to change it. It's so easy to say.
The porta potty is where we take you away from in a portal party.
If your idea belongs in a porta potty right now, come to a portal party to get it out of the porta potty and help it make sense.
Yeah, and Stormy started singing right at the end of that. I don't know if you guys heard that. Her weekly solo. So something else that happened last week. So, okay, We had it set up on our homepage, like you could subscribe to our Google Calendar, so whenever these portal parties popped up, you would be able to be like, huh, I wonder if there's a portal party, and then you could go and you could view the calendar. Like you could, save it to your Google Calendar and be able to look at it. Not everybody uses Google, and so I don't know, there were problems with that. So I opened the Believe Retreat community back up again, because in the community it has this really nice calendar feature, so that you should be able to, first of all, you'll get reminders the day before that events are coming up, like when we go live and when we have portal parties or Q&A sessions. So you'll get a notification about that. And you'll also just be able to log into the community to get the Zoom link. So much easier than how it was before, because before there were no notifications. So you just had to all of a sudden be like, oh, I think I should go look at the Believe Retreat calendar today. And that's just not how it works usually. Usually there's about 100 other things that take your attention. So to make it a little bit easier, we've opened up that community again. I'm going to put the...
I already put it in the chat.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm just going to put that right there on the screen too as well. And I will get also a QR code up in here for next week. But also when you go into the community, I'll just share this really quick. Share screen. Where'd you go? Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is inside the Believe Retreat community after you log in. So on here on the right side, we've got all the links if you want to book a portal party, how to do that. You can check out our Believe Retreat live page. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you catch us every week. And then we have the Believe Anthology information link here. And that events calendar I was talking about is right here under events. And here's that portal party I was talking about. You click on that, you'll be able to just go ahead and add that to calendar. If you want to share it, you can hit this button and it'll copy the link so that you can go and share it. And so that is our new addition to try and make it easier for you to portal party with us.
And the greatest part of the portal party, we say that if your ideas in the porta potty come to a portal party, because what we do is we brainstorm. We come in and we listen to what is blocking you. Maybe it's some ad content, or maybe it's a chapter in your book, or maybe it's the chapter in the Believe anthology that you're writing. We'll listen to what you have and give you suggestions on how to improve it, or just having those outside eyes on it. So Heidi, why don't you tell us how the portal party changed the trajectory of your chapter of the Believe anthology?
Well, I like to overcomplicate things. I'm not going to deny that. And the longer I stew on an idea, the more complicated it gets. And this project is 1,200 words. 1,200. Some of you might be like, oh my gosh, 1,200. I'm like, only 1,200?
Editing.
So I really had to think about my intention and my purpose. And I mean, it's really easy to kind of like get lost in all that overcomplication as I'm doing this on my own. So to be able to express, okay, so this is my intention for the chapter. This is kind of how I've got it structured so far. And this is everything that I want to fit in. what's really important? What do you guys really need to know about this story?
And then we found that there were parts we wanted more of and parts that we didn't think were necessary. And okay, public service announcement. Even if it's close to your heart and you really want to say those words in your book or your chapter, sometimes it doesn't drive the story you're trying to tell at that moment. Take those words and put it on a notepad somewhere and save it for another project. Don't feel hurt. Don't get your feelings hurt when someone says that doesn't belong there. It's not driving this story. It's not that the words aren't good. It's not that what you're saying doesn't matter. It just doesn't drive that one story you're telling right now. And I had that happen to me on a speech I'm writing. I had this great joke, and everyone thought it was so funny. And then we really took a look at it because I needed to cut some words. And we really took a look at that joke and decided that joke really doesn't drive the story anywhere. It's just there for laughs. And I had to cut it out.
Oh, but did you use it somewhere else, or is it sitting waiting for the next great moment?
It's sitting for that next great moment.
So I do something very similar to what you're talking about. Sometimes I'll just sit down and be like, oh, I really feel like writing some like poetry and stuff like that. And I just pretty much like open brainstorm when I start putting all of my lyric together for an idea. The second time through is me going, this is a great line, but it doesn't fit with this thought. And I write it on another page for another day. And then I'm like, here's another one that doesn't fit. And I put it on another page for another day. So all of these, and sometimes I end up abandoning the initial idea and I'll run off with one of these one-liners that I'm like, oh, this one's going to be so good. And, you know, it usually ends up with, I have a bunch of ideas to start with when I get in another writing mood. So I'm not just sitting there like on the blank piece of paper, like my pen wants to put things down. I just can't figure it out. It's so great to get started. So I love what you're talking about because it actually gives you so much more content.
Right?
And one of my biggest fears was I was going to run out of things to write about, which
Never. Guess who's in the chat? Hello, Mark. He's here. He's babysitting.
Mark made it.
He's babysitting.
We're waving
today.
to the grandbabies.
Hi. Is this one of your new ones, Mark? Mark has one brand new grandbaby and another brand new one, either just born or on the way.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes. And I'm sure Mark has a bunch of examples. He has, I think, 13 books out now. I imagine that some of them were cut out of one book and saved for another.
Oh, especially children's books. You know, you're not supposed to put a lot of words in those things.
Right? Right? 29 pages, and about half of them are illustrations.
Yes.
So yeah, not a lot of words at all. So it all has to really be tight, story driven. And Mark says, yes, he has experienced what we are talking about.
And I also want to highlight his other comment, perfectionism can be a complication too. Definitely experienced that where, well, I mean, it was the other road that I could have went down with trying to step up my 30-day challenge. You know, no, it must be perfect. I said it must be 5 days a week. So since I missed yesterday, 20-year-old Heidi would have continued to judge and beat myself down. And that does not actually motivate me to do anything. So you know what would happen today? Today, I wouldn't have felt like I wanted to do the video. Instead of what happened this morning, I woke up this morning and I'm like, I'm ready to do the video. Like I had this breakthrough and I'm energized and I'm excited because this week I'm going to nail it. And I just learned something about myself. It's totally excited, and perfectionism can really make that whole process of self-discovery.
Well, and I have a great example. I needed to get my book to the editor by a certain date to meet my publishing goal, to have books in hand by a special event. And I'm going over it and over and over it, and something broke my formatting, and I couldn't figure it out. But I'm hoping it didn't break my words too. I'm thinking all the words are the way I wrote them. I'm not sure, but you know what I did? Instead of struggling to make it perfect, I sent it to the editor, because guess what? That's her job. She fixed my formatting. She made sure that everything read right. And people are loving my book. And I made all of my deadlines because I didn't try to make it perfect first.
Yeah. And I mean, have you ever been in the room with somebody that's really kind of judgmental about your ideas? You give an idea and they're like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. That's never going to work. Well, what happens after they've shot down idea number 10 that you're trying to spitball here, and they won't even recognize that there's a little bit of a good idea in some of these ideas that we could keep brainstorming with, but it gets shut down right away.
Well, that happened to me. An editor told me nobody is going to read personal development as a fairy tale. Well, guess what? I've sold more than 100 copies so far of personal development as a fairy tale, and people are liking it. So instead of taking that negative feedback and changing it, I stood on my platform and I said, no, this is the way it has to be. And I found another editor.
Yeah. And I lost my other train of thought, but it's okay because we're at the end of the episode.
Oh,
time flies so quickly.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We are going to see Mark next week. And I'm trying to think. Oh, Portal Party. Portal Party coming up next week, Thursday, 3:30. Scan that little QR code in the corner. Join the community, and you'll be able to access the calendar that'll give you the Zoom link.
It's time.
It's time. I got new updates to my chapter. I need new feedback.
Yes. Oh, we get to give Heidi feedback at this Portal Party.
Oh, and there's still all kinds of messy. It's totally messy. It's like, good, this part's done, and then it's like, so I mean, there's going to be a lot. There'll be a lot to go over.
But that's the whole point of it. It doesn't have to be perfect.
All right. Well, we will see you guys all next week. Thanks for joining us. If you can conceive it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it.
From the head to the heart to the hands.
Yes.
Yes. You can.
Yeah. All right, you guys.